Hello everyone, good evening. This is Chandra and this is a question and answer session. So I'll wait for some questions. If you have any questions, you could type it in the chat box. And I'll take it sequentially. I'll take questions sequentially. You do not need to, repeatedly copy paste the same question. Have patience. If there are many questions, I'll come to your question turn by turn. I'll be answering questions till 1 hour. Hello, Ronit. Hello, Kush. So I'll just hang on for some time till the time, hopefully the audio and the video are clear and you can hear me loud and clear. Let's wait. So I guess I'll have to wait for a question to be asked. Yes, Prasad. Prasad, I'm doing very fine. Thank you so much. So let's get started. Yeah, Ronit asks, how to build profile? I graduated in 2021. So should I take a job or just prepare for CAT and do some course? Ronit, the default is that you should take up a job, because that is what you are actually aspiring to. You know, you want to make a career in the corporate world, your graduation is done, so ideally it should just follow with a job. That's the default thing, you know. So you should go with a job. Now, why does this question arise? This question arises probably when you say I may not be able to prepare for both job and CAT. Now this is, have you tried it? Is it just a thought of yours, a worry of yours, or have you actually really tried it? Right? So if you haven't tried it, I would say you should pick up a job, because if you don't pick up a job, you're losing out. You have started losing out. There is a gap that will be added on your CV, and God forbid if the results don't turn out favorable for you, you will be left in, without any option. Then you'll have to compromise either on the job, the college quality. But instead, if you had a job, then you did not have to any compromise. You have not wasted your time. You have earned 1 year's experience. You can try it the next year also. So unless and until you are certain that you have tried and you cannot do a job and CAT prep simultaneously, I would say you should pick up a job, because there are some advantages that job provides you, and not just from a narrow point of view that it would help you in your interviews. No, it is going to help you in your whole career, not just the interview. Okay, so with that idea, I think you should pick up a job. I don't know why you might not want to do a job, but let's say you're not doing a job. If you're not doing a job, then just do your CAT prep and get a 99.9 percentile, 99.99 percentile. Then don't waste your time doing this course, that course. And if you want to do a course, do any course, whatever interests you. We have a complete video on how to build your profile. So I would suggest that you watch that video. It's given in details over there. Tarun, how much should you focus on grammar and reading? Okay, how much should you focus on grammar? As much as as much as you would do in any topic. Grammar is not directly asked in CAT, but then you don't end up only taking CAT. You also take SNAP, you also take ZAT, and both ZAT and SNAP and IFT also, all three of them exams, even NMAT, all of them ask questions on grammar. So again, it would be a little short-sighted if you say just because CAT does not ask grammar, I'm not going to prepare for grammar. Your preparation should be such that worst scenario, SNAP is a very easy exam. When students don't get a 99 percentile plus in SNAP, I wonder what is it that they were preparing for the year long. And if you don't do grammar, and in SNAP there are straight questions of grammar that you have to answer. In ZAT there are straight questions and you can't answer them. It is really, I would say, it's a year wasted. So you should give it. And what it takes, 5 days, 6 days, a week, max 10 days to prepare for grammar. So are you so short of time that from now that you're picking choices, should I prepare, should I not prepare? So you should do. Coming to reading, how much should you focus on reading? As much as you can. Read, and then read some more, and after that read some more, and read. Every day read. Every day. 40, 45 minutes, 1 hour, whatever read, and that is a preparation time. You know, subconsciously, I cannot emphasize reading at all. And it's not about now. It is from now onwards, right till the age you are 80, 90 years old. Make a habit that you will not sleep unless you read 30, 35 minutes every day. Yeah, so you would have to spend so much time there. Rahul, I'm good. Shiva say LR, everyone finds LR tough. So the first thought is going to be, stop expecting it to be a cakewalk. It is not going to be. Everyone, whoever prepares, even the person who gets 100 percentile in DILR cannot say that LR was a cakewalk for him. Yeah, if he repeats it, it is very difficult that he's going to repeat that 100 percentile. Okay, so remember, it's not going to be easy for everyone. So first, stop expecting easy things. Every set that you see, even today, after 20 years of teaching, and after 10 years of teaching this difficult LR, today someone asked a doubt in the Telegram group that we have, and I was excited. Wow, this seems like a good puzzle. So, you know, I have no idea whether I'll be able to solve that puzzle after 10 years of practice. I have really no idea. But that excitement is that enthusiasm is that something nice puzzle is coming up. So you would need to take it with that spirit, yeah, and not with the spirit that you'll get everything, but prepare and work. Khushi, there is an entire video on how to prepare for DILR. How to prepare for DILR. Since you have asked, let me very quickly share something. This DILR, lot of people are going to ask questions. Yeah, lots of people are going to ask questions. So here comes on the screen. Wait, I will have to first make it into a presentation, right? So this is your answer, Khushi. DILR, pay attention first. There is absolutely no theory in DILR. So stop looking up. It means there's a minuscule theory, a very limited theory. Yeah, that limited theory can be learned, but then don't expect a large theory like a QA is. Okay, it's like a reading comprehension. There's hardly any theory in reading comprehension. You know, it's more of a skill that you have. So same thing here. So first of all, don't search for a lot of theory. Okay. So don't search. What do you need to do? You need to start solving sets. As soon as you see, start solving sets. For a little idea, you could start by solving sets on arrangement. Arrangement could be linear arrangement, then they could be circular arrangement, they could be a tabular arrangement, a grid arrangement, right? So whatever, so start with arrangement, you will find it a little better going. Yeah, you'll find it a little more commonsensical. If you directly start from, let's say, a difficult thing like truth and lies, binary logic, or games and tournament, you might get a little demotivated. So start with arrangement. You'll at least get used to realizing that everything is going to be new whenever you face something. Okay. Then when you're doing a set, and now I'm going detailed answers. So people ask questions, but it is very rarely that they follow the prescription given. They are just in the habit of, give me some jeera goli, give me some very nice, you know, some mantra that I just jap, I do every day morning. I recite the mantra and I'll become good at DILR. That's not going to happen. So when you solve a set, spend time. Don't worry about the 10, 12. Don't worry about, can I finish it in 10 minutes? Can I finish it in 12 minutes? There are sets which will invariably take you 30, 40 minutes to set, but spend that 30, 40 minutes. You should get it. In fact, what I'm saying is, if you don't get it today, leave the set. Tomorrow, look at it fresh. And this is again a very sincere advice. You will realize how the next day new thoughts come, new perceptions come, new linkages between different clues can come, because you don't do the same thing that you were doing yesterday, because that is tried and tested, nothing works. So you are going to find something. Oh, this clue I was not focusing on yesterday, let me try this way. So you will do the next day 15 minutes that way, right? Expect that every set that you see is going to be a new one. Just because you have practiced 50 sets does not mean that the 51st or 52nd set is going to be something that you have done earlier. Forget 50 sets. Just because you have practiced 500 sets doesn't mean that the next set is something that you have seen. This is where I would say, stop being expecting something that is easy. You're not going to get easy over here. So brace yourself. The journey is going to be tough. Right? And then that is why I'm giving you types. So don't search for having solved it earlier, right? Then in DILR, use varied sources. Yeah, lots of sources, different sources, and so on. I'll give you the sources also, pay attention. But before I give, first, it's not there on the screen, so listen to what I have to say. First, I would say, increase it. Okay, so first take one steady material in DILR and finish that steady material, because that will most probably, the steady material will start from easy sets and go to difficult sets and take you to a certain level. Once you have reached a certain level, then you can go ahead and try varied sources. And what are the sources? On YouTube, you have Elite's Grid channel, Rodha channel, Anastasis, that is Shankar sir's channel. You can try all these. On Facebook, there is LRDI Masters. Try that. So you'll get it, right? So after Fundabook, use these sources. If you want it, I've given details. So Shankar YouTube channel, Anastasis has 250 plus sets. That's a lot of sets. All of them are from past year mock sets with explanations. So you don't even have the excuse that you don't know. But then don't try this directly. Remember, these are sets that are picked up, chosen because they are difficult. So obviously they are going to be difficult. So don't start from here. First finish one Fundabook. By Fundabook, I mean any steady material. First finish that. Elite's Grid has 150 plus free sets that you can see. Rodha has 60 plus sets. LRDI Masters on Facebook has 50 sets. Past year actual cats, and I'm just counting from 2017, has 60 sets. If you add these up, forget the past year max, you get more than 570 sets. You will not be able to finish them. So stop your search. Simple, straight. I've told you the idea, first the expectation. Then I've told you the way you attempt sets. And then I've told you the source. So now go ahead and finish it off. In that case, it's going to take you months of effort. And obviously puzzles and all are going to be there, students, right? So I had one more thing here. And if you haven't watch that how to prepare DILR video. That also tells you the cat pattern. Okay, so that would be long. Okay, so there are quite a few questions coming in, so I'll start answering them a little faster. Nikhil says, my preparation goes zigzag. Someday studying for hours, someday nothing. Not much, Nikhil. If it is forced, look, if it is you're working and you sometimes end up working 10 hours, 11 hours in the job, then you can't do much. But if this thing is happening just because you while your time away, then it's a question of discipline. Then it's a question of, do you want something very, 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 intently? Are you focused? How crazy are you for that? I am Bangalore seat, I am Ahmedabad seat, I am Calcutta seat. Imagine you saying, Arey, I could have got that but I did not study when I could. I just went out and I did time pass and I watched movie and I frittered my time away. No, there's no answer to that. That's a question of your discipline, your control over your own time and your desire, strong desire, that has to come from inside. That no one is going to instill into you. No one can keep pumping you every time that please be motivated, steady, steady, steady. Coming to the second part, if you are working and you don't get time, then I would say consider a week. Don't take daily. So if in a week there's a Wednesday that you could not work or a Thursday you could not work, good enough. But then that week's target, keep a weekly target of 20 hours or so and divide that 20 hours. Try to divide it across 7 days. So if you divide 20 hours across 7 days, it will be about 3 hours. Now, let's say you don't get time on a Wednesday or so on. So that will mean on a Saturday, Sunday, you have extra one and a half hour. Right? You are not able to do 2 days in the week. Oh, so that's 6 hours deficit. So 6 hours deficit means on a Saturday, Sunday, you probably need to study 5 hours. That is how you do, right? So take a weekly target and do. This also tells you that if you just miss out something, you have it on your head that you are lagging behind. The moment I said, 6 hours deficit, suddenly it puts me into on a Saturday, Sunday, I can't do anything except catch up with this, right? So try that way. You'll have to have an agenda to finish in a week and go ahead, right? So there are calendars that we provide, study calendars. Our next batch is starting on 4th of April, Monday. So there's a Google calendar of schedule. Whether you join, don't join, doesn't matter. It's a public calendar. Follow that calendar. No? This week, these many topics of a number system has to be done. This week, I have to finish LR arrangement, these exercises. I have to finish, let's say, some topics of arithmetic. Follow that. Yeah, irrespective of which course you're following, right? So do that. Yeah, dedicate that. Okay, so Kushi, I've answered. Ronit says, done a sales job for 12 months, expelled from that. Yeah, okay, Ronit. I answered both ways. Yeah, what happens? Yeah. While doing Siddharth says, while doing quant, I do steps properly in my mind, but on paper, I commit mistakes by writing wrong. Oh, very simple. You have an opportunity. Straight, I seriously tell this, silly mistakes and all usually happen when you write. It very rarely happens when you do calculations in your mind. Stop writing. You don't need to write a lot of things. You just need to jot down numbers which you cannot hold in your mind for long. Or if there's an equation that you cannot really visualize, that is the time you need to do equation. Otherwise, do oral calculations, do oral multiplications. I'm telling you, 17 into 8. I'm telling you, it takes time, but in your mind, it's easy. 10 and 7, 80 and 56, 136. It's easier. You'll not make errors when you do it orally. By writing, it becomes many times that error happens to it because you are slow. There's a reason why, we can think very fast, but we can write a little slow. So when we are writing, things are muddled up. My mind is racing faster. So I do those silly errors. Stop writing. You should not be. Take it. Probably, there are about 5 or 6 questions out of the 17, 18 questions that I might attempt, which will require writing down. Otherwise, 10, 12 questions are not going to require writing down. Okay. Anubhav, during second round of practice, June, what do we redo the question we have solved earlier? Another set of questions. Okay. I haven't stopped this sharing. I should have done that. Sorry. I should have done that earlier. Yeah. So Anubhav, I would say that the first round, when you're studying a topic and you're solving questions which check whether you have learned it. So whether it is mixtures, whether weighted average, time speed, algebra, modulus, inequality, whatever it is, whether you have learned those ideas. So those questions are not very, very tough ones. They don't have cross linkages. So this is true for not just our study material. It is true for every study material. The basic reference material that you have, basic in time, it is BRMs. In IMS also, they have something similar name. In career launch, it's called Funda books. Those questions are not, mock level questions. So I don't think so in round 2, you should redo these questions. redoing of these questions, by the way, Anubhav, would have already happened because, I've always emphasized on revision. You do something today, you find 2-3 questions which were tough or so on, you should have marked those 2 or 3 questions. And tomorrow I have to revise, one week later I have to revise, 2 weeks later, 1 month later I have to revise. So in these 3-4 rounds of revision, you would have seen those questions multiple times. So there's no point in redoing them. You should take a fresh set of exercise of another 100-150 questions, and those questions are going to be the ones where there are linkages with other topic, or there's a mix of topics, or generally the level is a little more. They're not direct based questions. So redo get a new set of material for the second round, around 150 of each. And in the second round, there's also another thing that you have to change your mindset. You don't have to look at, can I solve it? Can I not solve it? You have to look at, can I solve it fast? Can I solve it by maybe not the best, maybe not a very, let's say a classical way, something that your school teacher will be very proud of. But can I solve it just by street smartness? That should also be your outlook over that, right? So that is about second round. So quite a bit is there to do second round. Ronit, when you're reading something, if everything is bouncing, you need to arrest that. I don't have any easy answer to that. Discuss with someone. That article needs to be discussed. If you're doing it alone and you don't understand, now that not understanding could be because of multiple reasons. It could be simply because English as a language may be a little issue with you. So you would have to sit with someone and discuss it. What does this mean when the word although is used, when these words, vocabulary may be poor. So you'll have to find out, but that's a major headache. If you don't address it right away, it is going to be a debilitating thing. It can ruin your exam, right? So do that, right? I don't know how you're going to do. And that is why we do sessions like 10 o'clock today. There's a reading book sessions where we say you read and come, and then Massey discusses how those things, how the paragraphs are linked up, what are the key points of those paragraphs and so on. So you'll have to discuss basically with someone, right? So find someone that you can help discuss that with. Nikhil says, my exam is in April, May. What should I do? There are moments where your preparation are going to be a little slow. So that should not worry you. Look, your preparation is not such that I think you just need about 5 months of good time. Now that 5 months of time, there's enough time. Even if you actually start after May, you get June, July, August, September, October. So you do get those 5 months, right? I'm saying we are still starting in April. So maybe you might not be able to study for 20 days, 25 days. That's fine enough, right? But worry more about the other time. Just because of your exam time, don't say that I messed up cat and I did not do. What about the other time, non-exam time, right? So let go of the exam time. Don't take attention about it. Leave that. Go ahead and do the other time. You don't have such thing. Dipanshu, same message that I was saying a little while earlier. Unless you are not driven, whenever you procrastinate, you have to tell that the time dream has gone a little further away. Again, I did not do this week, again the I am dream. And then be critical of yourself. And then ask yourself, why is it that I deserve and seat in IIM? If I cannot manage my own time, now no, I don't have responsibility. Students crib about lack of time. Ask lack of time when you are working on multiple fronts, family, job. On job, you have multiple roles, multiple responsibilities. Think about those things. How am I going to handle them? So procrastination, simple thing, and I guess there are going to be enough videos online and so on. Now stop searching for all that. The simple thing. I'm a very practical person, student. I say you identified that you have a problem, so get up. You say I have so at the end of the day, say tomorrow I have to do this. I'll start at 7 o'clock. I'll do this lesson till 8 o'clock, and then I'll go to my office. Get up at 7 o'clock. You should not snooze your alarm or so on. You should just, wake up like this the moment that alarm rings or so on. Keep the alarm far away. You'll have to wake up and stop. So do that work. Finish that off, right? Be critical. Ask yourself. Plan out the day and don't cram it up. Just go in small bits and pieces first. Feel happy about achieving the 3 tasks you did yet tomorrow. You set for yourself. You'll be more motivated next day. Then set up 4 tasks. Do those 4 tasks, right? Okay. So Siddharth, this is Siddharth Sabat, prolific reader since childhood. Siddharth, what I would suggest, do GMAT, OG, official guide GMAT, do RC from official guide GMAT, and listen, read through the entire explanation, even for the ones that you have got right and wrong. So do that for about 10, 15, 20, 30 passages. Do that for 30 passages. Those explanations are super. Those explanations themselves run into half a page, 1 page, and so on, because every option is being discussed over there. Do that, and purely with an idea of why did I get it wrong? What is it that I did not notice about this option? What is it that I did not notice about the passage, right? Do that. It will make a big difference to your preparation, right? So GMAT, OG, RC, prepare from that. Sagar asks, if you join batch 5, will the course complete before taking full length test or different? Batch 5 starting in April. So we take 5 months time, 5 to 6 months. So that's full April, May, June, July, August. So we are going to finish out at end of August or September start. So mocks will obviously begin by July, August also. So you're not going to finish it before the mocks, but yeah, you'll be able to do 70%, 75% of your syllabus will be done by the time mocks start, right? You don't have a choice, Sagar. Sagar, you cannot compress it. We cannot teach what we teach. We cannot compress it in 3 months. अरे 5 months में करने में हमारी हालत खराब हो जाती है. Students go mad. अरे इतना कुछ है खत्म नहीं होता है. So don't chase unreasonable choices or dreams, right? Either then you should have started preparation in January if you wanted to do that, January, February, or so on, or else what is there right now, just go ahead. Quality can never suffer at the respect with respect to time, students, because I call it ticking off things. Oh, I can easily tick off things. Yes, you finish the syllabus, do it fast, but what is the point if you cannot perform, right? So remember, quality comes much better. Okay, where am I? Sagar. Ashwar says, what material? Ashwar, I finished LRDI, everything just before starting. So all material, everything I discussed. Amol says, is Takshzila self-preparation course good for your basics? Yes, Amol. Yeah, we are basically known for our quality of content, for starting from very basic things and explaining everything well. So it is enough, right? We are not quantity oriented, so don't expect us to get, we don't talk about that 500 sets, 600 sets. We say whatever learning has to be done can be done and should be learned in reasonable quantity. If it doesn't come in reasonable quantity, something is missing, and that cannot be filled in with quantity just, right? So don't expect quantity, otherwise you can do the course. Ronit says, should I check the meaning of word while reading any article? After reading it? While reading it, just guess no from the context. You cannot keep stopping your reading. So while reading it, just make a guess. You probably will not even need to know it. The context will just tell you, is it a positive sounding word, meaning word, negative meaning word, what it is. And once the article is done, then check all the meanings at the same together. Add them to a notebook. Everything needs to be revised. So vocabulary is a memory game, and a memory game, just today in Takshzila Study Circle, Massey circulated that idea of forgetting curve. Yeah, and that's present everywhere. If you don't revise it the next day, you would have forgotten 30-40% of it. If you don't revise it by 7 days, you would have, it comes down to just about 10%. And in 1 month's time, if you don't revise, you don't remember anything. So that revision is very important. So when you see the words, note it down. So that next day you have this ready notebook with you where you just have to take 5 minutes to revise. Okay, Kshitij, I'm enrolled in self-study course. Should I solve all exercise before? Kshitij, you are a course student. Now, did you not did you not watch the getting started videos? One of the thing that I screaming out, I said, don't binge watch, don't watch video after video after video. It is not going to help you. Every video should be followed with an exercise. You have to do the exercise. Watching videos is not preparation. You are going to really, it's going to hit you very hard later on when you say, I so studied, but I can't get questions. Your practice time should be roughly 2 to 3 times the time of watching videos. All this is explained over there. Please watch the video getting started first, right? And then continue. Kshitij, that was disappointing, Kshitij. Nikhil. Whenever I see pass outs from IIM, I get demotivated. Nikhil, my batchmates at IIM and so on, there were lots and lots of students who aren't very good with communication. Yeah, so don't feel so demotivated. And I've seen all of them improve in 2 years' time. All of them. And one very, very simple thing about it, Nikhil, is about reading habit. You know, this the ability to be fluent or so on comes a lot to do with your reading. So please read first. That is the basic thing. And then after reading, there are more things that you need to add for spoken communication. But first and foremost is going to be your comfort with your language and so on, right? That is how grammar improves. You know, grammar doesn't improve by reading Wren and Martin. That every one of us have gone through in our school days. But then some of us have an atrocious usage of tenses, verbs and so on. So to do that, you'll need to have that reading habit strengths. Okay. Is there a definitive way and other answer, Nikhil, is when you see these IIM guys or so on, rather than ask them now when they were your age or so on, how good were they? I have struggled when I did not get through the first year of my CAT. Yeah, I knew the only reason is English. I ended up mugging up a whole dictionary, the pocket dictionary that we get. I still have those cards with me. I made 2,500 cards, meaning word here, meaning the other side. Word here, meaning this side. So one card had 2 words. I had 2,500 such cards. So that is 5,000 words. And from the meaning, guess the word. From the word, guess the meaning. Keep that, carry that with you. You know, there are yellow cards of this size. Go in any stationery book or somewhere, ask them for tags somewhere, right? So for tags, go ahead and get those tags. One box was 500 tags. I filled in 5 such boxes. Do it, students. You need, when you realize, this is the idea, when you realize this is where I'm struggling, you have 50% of the problem is solved. Most of the people don't understand where the problem lies. At least you have understood where the problem lies, right? So get motivated and do it. In fact, most of the IIM guys, I'll tell you, they're not very, seriously, they're not brilliant. They're not like geniuses. They are things who can find a solution to a problem. So find those things out. Okay. Is there a definite way to improve critical reasoning? Yes, yes. Critical reasoning is, eventually critical reasoning is let's say built up on deductive logic. It's just that some things are missing, and those missing things are called assumptions, right? So you can make it very very logical, connected things. This thing leads to this thing, leads to this thing. Oh, this thing is missing, then how is this conclusion formed? So that missing thing is an assumption kind of a thing, right? So if you get that idea, yes. Again, I think so. I advise you, Nina, for passages. So Siddharth, the same thing is also valid for critical reasoning, GMAT. So I think so, Siddharth, what you should do is just take 2-3 weeks, the next 2-3 weeks, get an OG official guide for GMAT, and next 3 weeks, just pour through it for critical reasoning, reading comprehension. And then let's see if we can communicate after 1 month sometimes, right? Okay. Amol, geometry and TSD are proving to be a challenge for me. How to go prepare? So now Anmol Saxena, I'll treat them both differently. Geometry first. I don't know if you have historically been very weak at QA, you are not the ones who like QA, then for geometry, I would strongly suggest go through 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, or 8th, 9th, 10th textbooks for geometry. Those questions are not MCQ. Those questions are prove that. But I still think you should go back over that. So because what I mean to say is the basic idea of these building blocks of parallelogram, of triangles, and how, heights of triangles, different basic things. If you are weak in that, don't neglect this again. 8th, 9th, 10th textbooks. Yeah, maybe even 11th you can. No, 11th you don't need to actually. I'll have to confirm that, right? No, 11th you're not needed. Coordinate probably yes. Yeah. So go through those textbooks now. And don't think of this as a huge task. Today you can finish the 8th geometry chapter in one day. 9th standard, entire geometry, whatever, 2-3 chapters will be there. You can finish it in one day. Okay, 2 days. In 1 week, you can finish off 8th, 9th, and probably 10th in another week. So within a week or 10 days, you can finish all this. So do that for geometry if your geometry was weak. If your geometry was not weak and you're still struggling, then I think so you need to learn from a better source, because geometry, it's about, if there's a centroid, now you should quickly know that what is the relevance of the centroid. Now, if there's a centroid, is the question about area? If it is about area, then a median divides triangle into equal areas. So you will not mix up, let's say, you are not going to mix up ideas of in radius with it, because in radius has nothing to do with the centroid. I'm saying what I'm saying is, while studying, you need to compartmentalize very clearly what comes with centroid, what comes with this. These are lengths are given, angles are given, and some length or angle is asked. So there's a relation between length and angles. The direction to think and everything should be very precise. So probably you need to relearn it from a proper direction perspective. Geometry, it can be done. Coming to TSD. The surprising thing in TSD, unlike geometry is vast. TSD, there's one formula. I speak it out, speed is equal to distance by time. That's it. Over. You do the entire TSD for 1 week, you'll not find anything more than this. Even the average speed formula, you might say, no, I know there's a formula for average speed, something like 2AB over A plus B or 2S1. It is nothing but distance over speed only, time taken, distance over time taken. That's it. It's come from there only. So there's no other formula for it. So then what goes wrong? I think so. What goes wrong is, it's not again, the message is same as in geometry. It's not you might end up trying questions sporadically, difficult questions at them. So start easy. Take RS Agarwal. When you say ki every RS Agarwal question, I find it easy. That is the time when you should go to a level 2 or level 3 questions. If you don't find RS Agarwal questions easy and you're trying level 2, level 3, I would say that's a wrong logic. That's a wrong logic. Yeah. So first finish off the very basic ideas and so on. Then move to questions which challenge you. Now, the idea in TSD, why students find it tough, is it's a very fertile ground for different questions. I can make lots of different questions in TSD. People going here, there, changing speed, this, that. So first you should just say, this is a level that I've done. So I don't know, again, since it's very difficult to diagnose just based upon a question. So if you are traditionally weak in QA or so on, I would again say for TSD, go ahead and pick up a RS Agarwal level kind of a book. Solve those 100 questions. But those 100 questions you should be able to solve in 3 sittings, 4 sittings, 25 questions, tuck, finish. Next day, 25 questions, finish. Third day, 25, 30 questions, finish. Probably increase that. In 3 days, finish the 100 questions. And when you start feeling that very easy, that is the time go to next one, right? So I'm repeating myself, so I'll stop over there. Okay. Ronit Sahu again, if I'm doing any course, what should be my mindset? Like I'm always feeling, Ronit, that's a wrong logic. Don't do a course for profile building. Please watch that a video for profile building course. Do a course because you like doing the course. This profile building is a buzzword for these days. The biggest thing that is going to help you crack your interview is your CAT percentile. Amongst the controllable things. Amongst the controllable, past academics is an important thing. You cannot control it. So amongst that is your CAT percentile. Student, Ronit, you have done nothing for 1 year. You get a 99.8, 99.9 percentile. That guy is not even going to ask you what you were doing for 1 year. Seriously, I am telling you. The problem is that we worry about all these profile. And now this might sound very acerbic. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not meaning you, Ronit. People worry about profile, and they end up getting 95 percentile, 96 percentile. What profile do you want at a 95 and 96 percentile? You're not even going to get a call, first God. Did you get what I'm trying to tell? So this is a big buzzword which suddenly makes everything. So why should you do a course? Why should you do a course? You have 10, 12 hours in a day. You can study only for 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours effectively, to keep your mind off the CAT prep. Your mind is continuously worried about CAT prep. Do something else. And that can happen only when you're interested in that something else. And do a course on language, study languages, but you should have a love for that language. You should have, I want to study this language because it is a dying language. You need to research, you need to do a lot of things. That excitement should come. I want to study this language. Watch those movies. Oh, I'm studying Spanish. Start watching Spanish movies. I'm just giving you examples to tell you that you need to be involved in it. Today, you are doing a course for what? So that I can put my certificate to someone and say, I did this course. That is how I filled my time. It doesn't work that way. I'm sorry. Yeah. So change that idea. And second thing is, it will also stop preparing for CAT 100% of the time in your mindset that everything will CAT thing. Yeah. So okay. So go back to foundations, Ronit. Yeah. Nishant Guha, what are the 2 advice from your side to make it easy to easily make it to the exam? First advice, it's a long battle. Don't expect quick results. Don't give up either ways. Okay, so just keep going. It's a really long battle. Even if you survive till October, November, and by surviving, I mean, even if you have your enthusiasm level correct, you don't get bogged down. That is very important, students. So many people start, then get into, God knows, the focus loses, they don't prepare. So many people only worry. Another thing that I have, okay, being an old person now, I keep wondering, why this worry of result? What is going to happen? This worry, what will happen? Will it happen? Will it not happen? This thing is going to make your journey miserable. You cannot for 6 months keep sitting and every time worrying about will it happen, will it not happen. That is, you can only do what you can control. How well do you spend your time? Do you plan your work and so on, right? So do that. So got my idea? This is just one advice. Take a plan, follow the plan, keep working, dream that you'll be in the IIMs, but the dream should not just be daydreaming. Get back, motivated, do some work so that that dream gets changed into reality. Okay, and survive for the 6 months, 7 months, and so on, right? Even if you survive, you are going to be miles ahead of what you were right now. Second advice. Follow your thing. Don't compete unless you are ready. I see students answering, expecting. Today also a student asked a question from something. I did not get this question. I replied to him and then he said, oh, I haven't studied this topic. Why were you trying that question? You wasted your time trying it. You asked it in the group. You wasted my time explaining it in it. So don't be haphazard in your preparation. Preparation is not joining 5 groups and then solving all the questions that are posted in those groups. Sorry. Preparation is not finding which college is good, which college is bad. Those are not things. So the second advice over here is Students, shun away. There is an advantage to social media, but only use that advantage. Don't make it a liability for yourself. Take a study material, any one strong study material, apply yourself to it. Don't become hoarders. Don't try for more, and not doing what is present. So these are the two advices that I would give right away. Okay, Nishan. Anmol says, should geometry questions mentally be solved? Not every question can be done. So I think so. The rough thing will remain the same. Arithmetic, lot more questions can be done orally. So let's say let's say in arithmetic I can do 40, 50, 60% questions orally. In geometry, maybe that might come down to just 30, 40% or even less. So somewhere, right? So I don't have exact numbers. So but then it's not. A few questions can be done orally, a few can't be done. Let me also tell you this. If you're fast enough, just because you write something doesn't mean that you're not going to crack an exam. I know a lot of 99.99 percentile. I know 100 percentilers also. My faculty member who is a 5-time, 6-time 100 percentiler, he never does orally. He does everything by writing. So writing can also take you through. So don't discount writing so much, student. Don't think that there is always a magical way that you can do it orally. You need to stop this search. Out of maybe one or two questions in that whole test paper, some bulb might light up and you can solve it in a jiffy. For the other 16, 17 questions, you will have to do it by traditional ways or so on. So become fast at that, right? So don't get too obsessed with that oral way. It's a never reaching target. Think that way. I would always want to do questions orally, but it's a target which I can never reach. So the other alternate also should be very fast. I think so. I have answered that well enough now, right? So answer that. Okay. Lots of questions. Yeah. How do I schedule my prep? Everyone tells me to make a schedule. Take up a schedule for a weekly thing, for a day's task. Means the timing. Why don't you able to follow it? Means something comes up. Don't keep a long thing. Keep a schedule of 4 hours, 3 hours, 3.5 hours, 4 hours. Now those 3.5, 4 hours are non-negotiable. You have lots of time to do anything else if you are not working, right? So remember that if I tell you the first year that I did not get through, the next year I shut, not the next year, in fact, the first year itself, I quit my job 3 months before CAT. And I used to shut myself in the room. I told my mom, I'll start my studies at 9:15, and at 12:15, or when lunch is ready, only that is the time when I'll come out of my room. So that was my bulk time. And then after lunch, I would go to sleep. After waking up, I would watch some TV programs, this, that. And then I would do another stretch of 2 hours. 3 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the evening, perfect time. So don't make it too big a thing, But just remember the hours that you dedicate for some work have to be non-negotiable then. Then okay, I'll tell you what comes up. Your phone must be buzzing. Put that phone off. I don't know how I missed this point. It's about 40 minutes and I did not talk on the phone. Even today, I put my phone off many occasions on the day because I don't want it to ping. I don't want it to disturb me. So put that phone off. Remember, you're not going to miss anything by not seeing your messages on time. Nothing you're going to miss. But for me, though, it's a service thing. Students expect me to reply fast. I don't reply fast. You should have seen my messages on groups. I say, students, you give me a question, expect half a day's delay, 1 day's delay. I'm not going to be a phone buzzes and I leave everything what I'm doing and I start doing this. You'll never achieve anything that way. Okay. Ajinkya, I'm doing a job for past 10 months. I'm planning to leave after 12 months, unable to focus. That's fine, Ajinkya. If you have tried and tested and you cannot work out over that, it's okay. But just remember there are risks that you're taking, and those risks, you should know what those risks are. Like you might have to compromise on the college quality. Yeah, or you might have to go back to a job. Just remember or have a plan B in place. Okay. Sagar, the number varies. How many students in all batches? That should not worry you at all. I'll tell you what, batch 1 started with 20 students. These days, 4 students attended. And this is why I said continuing is very important. Batch 2, for batch 2, I don't remember exact numbers, but there are 12 to 13 attending. Batch 3 are 100 plus students. You know how many attend? Between 20 and 30. You will be shocked. 60, 70, 80% of the people who join don't work. They think, you know, there's a lot of enthusiasm when you're paying up, joining a course. Yeah, I'm starting, I'm doing. But when you realize what you have got into, when you realize that for the next 5 months, every day, every weekday, you have to attend a class, that is the time you realize how tough it is, right? So how many students in a batch, you don't need to worry at all. Yeah. Means I've given you the numbers. At the peak, crash batch is peak. Tons of people will join the crash batch, right? But the number of attendees, the first lecture will be attended by 70 to 80 people. The next lecture will be 60. By the 1 week, that number will come down to 50. By 1 month, that number will come down to 30 students. Trust me, and you can see that and join that. And I say you should see the opportunity over there. Half the people are not even there in the competition, those who have paid up and so on. But Ronit, how to revise? There's a lot. If you are on the Takshzila Study Circle, I have a ready-made answer to how to revise. Just ping me on Takshzila Study Circle. Takshzila Study Circle is free for everyone. Any student, whether you are paid or not, can participate there. Right, so do that. LRDI set, there's no revision. LRDI set is once you learn, you have to, once you're doing a set, you have to spend quality time with it. You know, find the linkages, everything between clues. Once you solved it one way, probably see whether you can take another assumption, start a different way, do it differently. So spend quality time. There's no point in coming back to a set. There's not much value there. Revision is there only for things that are conceptual or things that are memory based. That is where revision comes in. Something that is skill, like reading comprehension. Is there some revision in reading comprehension? No. So it's like a skill thing, right? You need to practice. Sports, you go out and do net practice. You don't sit and revise a theory or so on. Ajinkya, forget it. Why lagging? You know, again, वैसे ही preparation is very tough. तुम और अपने ऊपर बोझ ले लेते हो. अरे बहुत time है अभी से. People are going to start in April, May, June. There's going to be a bunch of students starting in July. So what is the worry? You know, this worry is going to make it more troublesome for you. So stop that worry and do the action bit. What is action? मैं दिन में इतना काम कर सकता हूँ, वो करते जाओ ना. Remember my one advice out of the 2, stick in there, continue inch by inch, you will be shocked. And therefore I tell you again, never plan something that I'll finish the syllabus. किसी ने पूछा था ना, can I finish the syllabus before the test series? I did not say you'll finish it in 3 months. Why should I give wrong idea and wrong things? Take it, you'll take 5 months to do it. So why are you worrying? You have those 3-4 months and go ahead with work on those 3-4 months. Na worrying ka time और पढ़ाई में लगाओगे तो फिर अच्छे से होगा पढ़ाई, right? So stop that. Okay. Ronit, what should be my time period for revision like? Ronit, revision, just I'll send that note. Shall I practice RCs for GMAT club? Yes, Prithvi, why not? And specifically, you know, when you're getting things wrong or so on, why I'm suggesting that is their explanations are super. Yeah, long explanations and so on. Okay. Sagar, while doing revision, what should I do first? Like which side? Yes, Sagar, Ronit, both for revision, please ping on Takshzila Study Circle. There's a ready-made note. I'll send it across in that case. It's easy. It will save time here. Aditya, there's no batch, only for Quant. Ronit, I said, if you are getting reading comprehension questions wrong, or you are not able to do critical reasoning well, for reading comprehension, critical reasoning, practice from GMAT official guide. And when I say practice, I mean read the explanations over there. Even for questions that you have got it right, consider the explanations to be theory part for everything. That is how you'll get it, right? So yes, Siddharth will do sessions. Do not worry. Yeah. Is only by reading I can improve vocab. No, no, Ronit. Vocabularies can be improved couple of ways. Okay, one is a forced accelerated, forced accelerated learning of vocabulary. That is when you mug up a word list. There are Barron's Guide word list, GRE word list. There are some other word lists. There's Word Power Made Easy has a word list at the end of about 800, 900 words. Barron's Guide is 3,000, 500 words. When you mug up these word lists, it's an accelerated way. You can do this provided your memory is strong. So Massey and I always have this discussion. I did my vocabulary this way. I mugged up. I told you I built those 2,500 cards having 5,000 words from a dictionary. And I wrote everything because I also think writing helps me remember more. So, you would have to again do that. No? We expect things easy. कोई flashcard बना के दे दो. अरे वो बनाने में आधा चीज आप सीख जाओगे. When you make things, right? तो किसी ने दे दिया तो you have lost that opportunity of building, right? I had another student at my physical center. His English was very weak. One day he came after a year and he, in his bag, he bought 4 or 5 notebooks, and all 4 or 5 notebooks are filled with words and words, meaning used in sentences, his own handwritten. Seriously, even now I have goosebumps on my hand when I remember him. He got those 5, 6 notebooks of his, and he said, I used to stand in front of a mirror and I used to practice speaking aloud and so on. He joined clubs to do well. What is that? What master? Some master, tag master, task master, some book. The name I'm it's skipping me. I can't recollect it right now. So do that, right? That is forced reading. And the second way is what Massey says: read, contextual, understand from contextual. That's a longish process. So you'll have to read long way. So pick any one of them depending upon your skill set. Yeah. If your memory is wrong, if you have time, you can take some time, read it slowly. If you don't have time. Okay. Toastmaster. Yeah, Varun Sati. Varun. Yeah. Toastmaster. I forgot that. I have 4 years of academic gap after graduation. Will it affect my chances? Yes, Akash, it is not going to be overlooked. So your question is, will it affect? Yes, you would have to substantiate those causes. You'll have to sort of do good in other aspects. So, there are many things: past ACADS, your communication, your goal criteria, what shall we say, percentile score. You can't say I'm weak in everything and then still expect. So let's say one area you have a drawback, that is you have a huge gap, but let's say there's a logical reason for the gap. Then that logical reason can be understood, but then you need to compensate it with being either very good in your academics, have very high marks, be very good in your interview skills. So somewhere that will need to be compensated, but expecting that it's going to be overlooked is not a good thing. And again, let me also tell Akash, please keep a plan B ready, because I've seen enough people with these long gaps. People call up after 5 years, 6 years, I've not been doing, I'm preparing for civil services. Now I don't have any job, that opportunity is gone and so on. So please keep a backup. It's very important, that backup. Yeah, it's going to be, as a manager, you want to be an MBA. Now, I'm telling you one simple thing of an MBA, what a good manager does or so on. He always has a backup. Right? So think about that also. Sisirat, same idea. You have a gap year. The problem is, one is, how are you going to support? Is there a reason for it? And if the gap year is just because you were doing nothing and you did not want to do anything, Sisirat, I'm going to again tell you now, this is a competitive world. It is a competition between amongst the best of the best type, right? So I am willing to overlook that gap here, but you should have a logical reason for it. And you should also tell me that how you're better than in any other, I would say in every other aspect, you should be better. Right? So, Siddharth somewhere, okay. Final attempt, it's a mind game. So, okay, yeah, maybe here I've actually, I'll tell you what, Siddharth. This is about final attempt and the pressure because of it being the final attempt. So the half the pressure is going to evaporate if you have a plan B. And your plan B can be very simple. You know, your plan B can be, if you're saying it is this attempt, I think so you will be eligible for ISP. Please explore more options. Please explore options of NUS Singapore, INSEAD or something else somewhere. Explore those options. The moment you have, or even of an executive program, the moment you have, or maybe nothing to do with this, some sunrise industry like data sciences or so on. The moment you have an alternative plan, no, half of your worry will evaporate. You are going to say, okay, no issues. If I did not get this, I'm going to reach that end goal of mine through this way. And that end goal is what? For all of us, it's the same thing. In a basic sense, it's strong financial security. For some, it goes beyond financial security into luxuries. For other job, I need to have an enriching job, a managerial role. You can reach all of these by an alternate path also. Right? So get ready with that alternate path. I'm telling you, it's going to be making your life very easy. Then you can be tension free and you can focus on your preparation. Right? So do that. I know a lot of people, I don't know why they don't give enough importance to, you know, alternate choices. Like if you're very good in finance or you have interest in finance, then think about other courses, na? Like a CFA. Those people also rise up very well, and you can do an executive program, couple it with that. That's it. Okay, chalo, let's see. Satyam, share VRC tips. Satyam, I'm not a right person for VRC. Long time I haven't been doing that. Hi, Shivkant. Okay, Shivkant was my last year student, and I'm happy seeing his name as PGP 2123. Great, Shivkant. बहुत अच्छा लगा. Is it necessary that we have command over every module? Gopal, to a large extent, yes. Because by every module, I mean to say arithmetic, algebra, geometry. These are three very big chunks. Then there are smaller things like number systems, PNC. You might not have a mastery over that, but you should know the basic. Because PNC, again, you don't leave it, because that could be a question which could be as simple as just arrange letters of this word. And you just, it's a 40-second question, 30-second question. You just do it formulaically. So you should be able to do the easy ones. Same thing with number system. That could be a question on basic LCM. So you don't have to go in depth and learn factors and application of factors in difficult situations and so on. But basic idea of an LCM, HCF, you should know, right? So mastery of the major things, arithmetic, algebra, geometry, and for other topics, you should have an understanding of the basics, but it should be broad based. So even coordinate, you should know what a slope is. You should know an equation of line, because there may be an easy question in that you don't know how to find, I don't know, maybe what, a tough question. Let's say you don't know the equation of a circle in, yeah, it's okay, it's excusable, right? But you should know equation of a line and small things associated with it, okay? Okay. Bhavesh, is hard copy needed or get while solving on the Bhavesh, it's a personal choice, na? Means yeah, so yes, I agree. Even I'm from old age, but then these days you'll have to adapt, you'll have to change. Even I've started doing everything online. You know, these glasses are a result of that. Otherwise, I had perfect eyesight and so on. So, you know, these things are things that you can't really do much about it. So if you can manage printouts, excellent. But I would just say, don't be extreme and on means don't say I'll do everything only on paper, because eventually you have to take the test online. And till the time you don't get adapted to it, it will always feel a little different than doing a paper. So take every test online. Test, don't take it on paper. While learning, you may learn it. Chetan, we have stopped our offline classes. In DLR, open-ended questions, maximum, minimum are consistently difficult. Anmol, these questions are more to do with mocks. You know, mocks are quite a bit difficult than the actual caps. So I would again not worry myself to death. I would say, yes, I would try to learn it. I would try to improve, but I would also tell myself that, yes, this is an area where lots of different, let's say, conditions may come in. Something that I cannot envisage, I might not have an idea of. He's talking about questions which involve finding maximum, finding minimum, and so on. So I would tell myself, be wary of them, be cautious of them. They are not the first choice. Yeah. So, but then I'll keep learning. But in an actual exam, so I'll tell you what, Anmol. Once you get time now, sit with 2017 to 2021 CAT papers, the DI part. There are lots of 17 2 papers, 18 2 papers, 19 2 papers, 20, 21, 3, 3, 6, 6, 6 and 6, 12 question papers. So sit for 12 days with each section, and don't solve the section, try to understand the difficulty level involved. Try to understand could I scrape through, could I manage to find 2 or 3 sets doable. Once you start feeling that, you will say, yes, I don't have to worry about each and every aspect. There are certain areas that I might not be perfect. Again, remember, but I'm not saying leave them, but I'm saying the basics I know, but I'm not perfect in them. That will not be the reason that you will fail or so on, right? As long as you're aware of that. Okay. I don't think so wrong, Ronit. Your idea should be, look, schedule. Why do you have to schedule? Is already ready. Our Google Calendar is that. Just pick up a week. Okay, this week I have to do this. Sitting down and planning for 1 month and not following it a week is bad. No? So just plan for 1 week. When you do that, plan for the next week. Yeah, fix a date on a Friday or a Saturday or something. I'll plan for the coming week and do that way. That is how most of the things work in time management. You don't make a plan for 6 months in advance. You have a direction, you have an overall deadline, you have a breakup of things, but then you just plan activities for a week, 10 days, and so on, and then do it on a rolling basis, right? Okay. Sagar, I can see almost the end of questions, so it's 9. Okay, 9-7. Okay, so I'm going to finish it fast. Yeah. सर मेरे को जॉब नहीं छोड़ना ड्यू टू घर की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज कैन यू सजेस्ट कि कितने दिनों की छुट्टी ले लो ओके सागर फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल डोंट टेक द हॉलीडेज just before CAT. Take holidays in August, September, October. Even if you want, join back your job in November, October, November, because closer to the exam, you anyways can't do a lot of things. And closer to the exams, if your mind is off the exam prep, it's good. Or else you just keep worrying. So I think so the ideal place to take offs are going to be August, September, October. Somewhere in August, September, October. I don't know. Don't leave a job. Try to negotiate. Boss से negotiate करो. बोलो कि I don't have any other option to apart from leaving. अगर आपने मेरे को 2 महीना नहीं दिया छुट्टी or so on, right? So manage now. This entirely depends upon वो company क्या है, आपका job क्या है और आपकी responsibility क्या है. 15 दिन छुट्टी मिलेगी, 1 महीना मिलेगी, 2 महीना मिलेगी. मैं नहीं बता पाऊंगा. ठीक है? Okay. VARC Ronit, please, I'll ask Messi to do sometimes. Akshat says, can a 987 profile make it to IMABC? बहुत वरी करते हो स्टूडेंट. ये इस चीज का किसी को आंसर नहीं है. I have the Akshat simple answer. Are there people who have made it to an IIM with 987? Yes, there are people who have made it to an IIM. Are there people who have not made? Yeah, plenty of people who have not made it to IIM. With a 987, your first challenge is going to be, can I get a 99.8 percentile? Students, it's not a joke. Do you know 99.7, 99.6, 99.5 call nahi dega? And it's not just about your past academics. Even if your academics are good, you still need that 9. But if you're a male engineer with a 99 average thing, you would still need that 99.78. तो जब 99.78 आने चाहिए आपको, तो आप तो पूरा 100 के लिए प्रिपेयर करो ना. तो अक्षत माय क्वेश्चन इज 100 ले आओ, 100% कॉल मिलेगा तुमको. सारे टॉपर्स बैच में से फर्स्ट 5 को तो बुलाते ही है, इररिस्पेक्टिव ऑफ आपकी क्या एकेड्स हो. तो ये एक सवाल बहुत ही मतलब इट्स अनप्रोडक्टिव टू बी ऑनेस्ट, राइट? ओके. Swati, I wanted to know whether all B School offers sales related job for marketing. No, jobs in marketing are lots of variety are there. There is jobs which are there in market research. Market research is a totally different thing where there are statistics is involved, consumer behavior, a lot of different things are involved in market research. There are jobs in advertising domain. There are jobs in branding. Branding is not sales, but then branding jobs don't come easily. They only go to the super, I'll not say creative, but those who are amazing good in their acumen for marketing. Branding jobs will go. Sales jobs are there. There are jobs in consumer durable. Consumer durable is not as much sales. There is some. So there are lots of jobs. Lots and lots of variety of jobs that you get in marketing, right? So it's not that everyone is into sales, but yes, but then I would also say anyone who is in marketing and says sales no, then I think so you are confused. Sales is a life of marketing, student. You cannot, everything revolves around it. So your market research is going to revolve around how much sales can be generated. Your branding is going to revolve. You can do very little in branding unless you don't understand sales. So distribution, lots of things are there in marketing. You have jobs everywhere. So that's a big, vast area. Thank you, Akash. Okay, Ronit, good luck. Yeah. Should mocks be attempted after finishing entire or start SP? The earlier out of these two, you finish every syllabus, or July, August, mid-July, first week August, whichever is before, start taking mocks then. So let me explain. So if you finish doing all your syllabus by June, July, so start taking mocks in July. You did not finish your syllabus, but it is already August first week. Start taking mocks. Yeah, nahi hua syllabus, 60% hua, start taking mocks. August first week से मॉक शुरू कर देना ही है. अगर 60% हुआ है तो भी, अगर 80% हुआ है तो भी, और अगर 100% है still, right? So SP, I hope you're clear, right? So that's the latest that you start August first week, irrespective of your syllabus completion. If you finish your syllabus by June end, you can start mocks in July also. I don't think so you should start before July, but yeah, it's your choice. You want to take 1 or 2 tests, I would say please go ahead, do it, right? But you say no, in the month of June I'm going to take 10 tests, I would say it's a little overkill. Yeah, you should. Teja, I'll be doing quant, I'll be doing the entire workshops but I'm not going to do the basic teaching thing. All videos, entire course has been taught by me and Nishant. All videos are there. I don't see any reason why the same thing has to be repeated by the same faculty. So I'll be doing all workshops, speed building techniques, revision techniques, all those I'll be doing. But then today I'm a little jarred out and I don't want to come down and repeat the same thing that I've done in the video and so on. So right now I won't be doing that. Okay. Ronit, I guess. Let me see other questions here. If a person is Bhavesh has working in family shop, part-time working in CA will be counted as work experience. Bhavesh, it's very, look, part-time work experience as it is not counted. That the CAT form and everything is very clear. Work experience is only going to be full-time paid work experience after graduation. Full-time paid after graduation. So part-time to nahi hone wala hai. ठीक है. Coming to your question of your family business. If, and listen to this carefully, Bhavesh, if your family business, you work like a professional, that means you have a reporting time. You go at 8:30, 9 o'clock. You have responsibilities. You leave at 7, 8, whatever. That is, you pack your entire day in that work. If you do this over the full years, it is a work experience which has to be counted. If they start discounting it, you have to be forceful and you say, it was my choice and this is what I want. But if you're using it as an excuse, घर का है, काम नहीं करते हो लेकिन दिखा देते हैं, they will easily make out कि you are not doing anything. Trust me on it. You cannot fool them, right? So they will view it skeptically. Acha, you're saying you are working at your family house, so they are not going to take it on face value. They are going to check it out. And if I'm checking out, they realize that it doesn't hold water, they are not going to value that work X. So my answer is, if it is really a work X that you do, great. If you don't do, then it won't work. If you're doing, then if I was in your position and I was doing that work, I would make sure that it is counted. Yeah, by just saying. तो फॉर्म में भरना अलग बात है और इंटरव्यू में करना और वो सब अलग बात है. तो डिपेंडिंग अपॉन दैट, राइट? तो फॉर्म में तो आप भर सकते हो, नो वन कैन स्टॉप यू. But then if they find it's wrong, they are going to take it very seriously. They'll distrust everything that you have spoken. Major investment banks consulting for Ganesh, all the hands. What is the why this? Why do you think there's something different? B schools where investment banks and consulting firms come. I am Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta, Lucknow, XLRI, FMS to an extent, so on. You want other consultancies, IT consultancies, Great Lakes also comes in, ISB comes in. So all the top names, they come in over there. राज, मैं पुणे में हूँ अभी. सर थोड़ा सा अपना कोर्स करिकुलम बता दीजिए, लाइव सेशन का होमवर्क एंड ऑल. सागर क्यों इतना, देखो ना, बहुत सिंपल है. एक गूगल, एक कैलेंडर है आपको, जैसे दिया है डे 1 पे दिया है नंबर सिस्टम्स का क्लासिफिकेशन के सारे वीडियो देख के आने हैं और उसका एक्सरसाइज कोर्स में है, वो करके आना है. फिर आप 9 बजे क्लास में आओगे. तो 9 बजे मैं पढ़ाने की जगह मैं आपको सिर्फ ये बताऊंगा, चलो रेकरिंग नंबर को P by Q में कैसे करते हैं, ऐसे करते हैं. उसको समझाऊंगा नहीं. आई जस्ट रिपीट हाउ टू डू इट. ओके, प्राइम मॉड में क्या क्वेश्चन आते हैं, प्राइम होता है तो क्या होता है, फैक्टराइज नहीं कर सकते, चलो इस पे ये सवाल बनाओ. तो इन अ लाइव क्लास वी आर गोइंग टू रिवाइज, वी आर गोइंग टू मेंशन द पॉइंट एंड वी आर गोइंग टू सॉल्व अ क्वेश्चन 1 2 1 2 1 2 व्हाटएवर टाइम परमिट. अगले दिन डिविजिबिलिटी रूल, फिर से दिन में बैठ के वीडियोस देखो, डिविजिबिलिटी रूल की एक्सरसाइज बनाओ, रात को क्लास आओ. क्लास में आके डिविजिबिलिटी रूल हम करेंगे. चलो सबको याद है, 2 का क्या है, यूनिट डिजिट. 4 का क्या है, लास्ट 2 डिजिट्स डिविजिबल. 8 का क्या है, लास्ट 3 डिजिट. चलो ये क्वेश्चन बनाओ. तो हम रिवाइज करेंगे, लेकिन हम एक्सप्लेन नहीं करेंगे कि क्यों, कैसे. वो सब चीजें वीडियो में हो चुका है. तो इट इज यूज्ड टू रिवाइज एंड इट इज यूज्ड टू सॉल्व अ लिटिल प्रॉब्लम्स. और ऐसे करते करते 6 महीना चल जाएगा. और फिर 6 महीने के बाद देन विल डू सेकेंड राउंड, दैट इज प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग राउंड, स्पीड बिल्डिंग एंड सो ऑन. Okay, Akshat, thank you very much. Yes, our study material, we have built it with a lot of care and Anmol, I'll tell you what, use our study circle for questions that you don't get a good solution or so on. We are very enthusiastic about making video solutions and so on, right? Provided the question also should be worthy enough. You know, if you ask a very simple allegation question and say make a video solution, it uses resources. टाइम लगता है, एडिट करना पड़ता है, कुछ. ठीक है, तो फिर अच्छे क्वेश्चन तक्षशिला स्टडी सर्कल पे डालो, वीडियो बना के पूरा आंसर देंगे आपको, बिल्कुल. ठीक है. ओके, गणेश, मैंने नापिया. गणेश, your first question was where are investment bankings and consulting firms coming, and your second question is how to build basic maths. This is why, Ganesh, I sometimes, I get a little, you should know. Now remember, okay. Anyways, what I'm saying is, एक reality check होता है, ठीक है, वो होना चाहिए. और अगर आप बेसिक मैथ्स के बोल रहे हो तो आपको एक लॉन्ग रास्ता जाना है. बेसिक मैथ्स कैसे इंप्रूव होता है, स्कूल में मैथ्स पढ़ के आगे बढ़ के, जिसका मैथ्स अच्छा है ना, he has about 7 years of work. तो बेसिक मैथ्स सडनली अच्छा नहीं होगा. उसका तरीका क्या है, you will have to go sit down with basic study material, learn those things, then do the next level, then the next level, then the next level. इतना ही मैं बता सकता हूँ. कोई जादू चीज नहीं है जो आपको सडनली वो पहले 4 स्टेप गायब हो गए, सीधा 5वें स्टेप पे पहुंचोगे, नहीं होता. ये जो आता है, जिनको प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग स्किल आते हैं, उनको कितनी मेमोरी है उनकी पता है, क्वेश्चन कर 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 के अच्छा ये चीज यहाँ पर ऐसे हुआ था, ये चीज वहां पर वैसे हुआ था, सब कुछ है. So that is how your skill develops. Yeah, it's not easy. Divyan, thank you. Can you please tell me what should be the schedule? For schedule, I'm telling you now, students, our schedule are public calendars. You can just follow that public calendars. For these questions which require some document to be shared or so on, just let me know on the Takshzila Study Circle. We'll share it across over that. We are on Telegram, Takshzila Study Circle, by that, right? Wow, Siddha, that's nice. Business analyst, product manager, wondering which MBA specialization. Both are open for you. If you like the product manager kind of a thing, in fact, anything is open. Marketing as well as IT. IT is systems. Both are open. And today, business analyst. That's the latest one. All three are open to everything. Stop worrying. Okay. Okay, wait. Let me just ask Revan X question. Converted Ghaziabad, very nice. 3 years of gap, 3 years of work X. Took there and they helped me clearing. I also have this. Oh wow, very good, Revan. I thought that was a question. I'm happy. Look here, all those guys. There were 2 guys who were asking about gaps, 3 years. Here we have a student, 3 years gap. And average ACADS 87, and she got into IMT Kazir, which is a good enough place to be with such a background, right? So good, she has an XLR, he or she has an XLRI call as well, right? So that also can be converted. Very nice, perfect. April 4th बैच टाइम टेबल. अनिकेत, अगर तुम बैच में हो तो फिर, अगर तुम स्टूडेंट हो तो फिर गेटिंग स्टार्टेड में सारे शेड्यूल है. गेटिंग स्टार्टेड में बैच 4 में भी है, और नहीं है तो ग्रुप में डाल दो, मैं लिंक भेज दूंगा. ठीक है, अभी तो नहीं कर सकते. वेयर कैन आई गेट दिस कैलेंडर? ठीक है. सो आई Takshzila Study Circle, join over there, answer over there. Last question and I'm closing this. I'm not looking at any more question. Okay, one more. Kopal, I'm doing teaching in school, continuing with prep. Yes, Komal, any sort of experience is counted. It will not hold a lot of value, but you'll have to explain why is it that you did this teaching or so on. And you'll have to explain your learnings from it. So if you can do it well, and they have an open mind, so they are not closed, but they are going to ask you, you want to do a management course, why did you not work in another company? So you have to explain the circumstances. And you have to explain how teaching may also management was involved. How you can explain in a lot of angles how it could be. Yeah, it could be managing kids, it could be managing the school work. A lot of things can be done, right? So do go ahead and do that, right? Be forceful in your arguments there, right? So it's not just that what do they want. They are open. MBA is a versatile field. There are dancers, there are medical doctors join करते हैं management सब में, तो फिर teachers का क्या problem है? Aditya says, when I did a new topic, I don't assure about my previous chapter, so that I just don't assure. How do I manage? I did not get that, Aditya, but if your question is कि मैं भूल जाता हूँ और whatever, revision के बगैर कोई पढ़ाई मत करो. सब कुछ भूलते जाओगे अगर revision नहीं करोगे. तो revision is very important. Otherwise, I did not understand that question. I've completed CDAC, PG, good. Yes, Varun, absolutely. Start in April. Why wait? My latest video, that promo video, is that only, na? If CAT is your goal, then you cannot afford more time to start. You have to start right away, hit the ground running kind of a thing. अभी लेट नहीं हुआ है, लेकिन मई में हो जाएगा, लेट हो सकते हो मई जून में, राइट? तो स्टार्ट इट. ओके, अक्षर दे दूंगा, चलो ठीक है. Yeah, so thank you very much. So how do I stop worrying? I think so, Massey is very more better at all such questions. He reads a lot more and so on. And I'm not practical, man, Ronit. So when students ask me such questions, even in the group, I say, hey, listen, this anxiety or this worry is, my message over there is just that this comes from a little obsession with the result. That worrying comes with being result. And that worrying also comes when I have put all my eggs in this one basket. And what if this goes wrong? So I don't have a wider choice. So my message is again very practical oriented. this is one thing that I would definitely desire. But then make arrangements for alternate things. Now, so that I'm not in a soup anytime. And if I'm not in a soup anytime, then or that worry would automatically go. The other thing I have to realize that are results are an outcome of efforts. They are not an outcome of worrying or thinking. Now, all this is theory, I know, right? Therefore, I said practically, how do you change it is you need to change it that it's a cycle, self-feeding cycle. No, worrying about results adds more to worry, and because you're worrying, the results go further away, and because the results go further away, you're worrying more. Oh, I did not finish the task, I did not do this, or so on. So I think so. It's a little. You need to somewhere cease, cut the thing, and say, stop worrying, work. So you do the so change the spiral the other direction. You end up working, you have less time to worry. Yeah, get involved somewhere else. Worrying can also be because you have a lot of time on hand. So two factors that I have identified in this answer of mine: you have a lot of time, and you're more obsessed with the result. Second, it's a do and die kind of a situation. Don't make it a do and die situation. Students, you are what? In your 20s, early 20s, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. How can it be a do and die situation? Do and die situation happens, God knows when. So I think so. You should, if not this, you have plenty of opportunities today. You don't do this. There are product management courses. There are so many good courses that you can do in whichever field that you are interested in, and then still achieve those goals. Yeah, so and these plans will just get postponed by a few years. So you might need to do an executive course, but then you can still do a specific sales oriented course or a digital marketing course, get into marketing, work, do wonders in digital marketing, and then do a broad based marketing course, a management development program, MDP, smaller durations. So a lot of things can be done this way, students, by going short ways and reaching the same thing. Okay, chalo, bye guys. Thank you so much. I did not expect so many questions or interactions. It was lovely. Great. See you. Bye bye. Thank you, everyone. Varunja, yes, our batch will start on the 4th of April. It's starting on Monday, and I forgot to say tomorrow is the last date for our fees discounted price. From 1st April, it's higher. So if you are thinking, Varun, it's better that you act a little